President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Vincent K. Brooks. In view of these qualities and his demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, he is therefore promoted in the United States Army to the grade of General, effective 2 July 2013, with a date of rank of 2 July 2013, by order of Barack H. Obama, President of the United States of America. Is provided by the 25th Infantry Division, A Battery, 3rd Battalion, 7th Field Artillery Regiment. The battery commander is Captain Ronald Hawkins.
March. Detachment. Halt.
Division North in Iraq, and Assistant Division Commander for the 25th Infantry to the new commander. The passing of the colors from the Command Sergeant Major to the outgoing commander signifies the key role of the Non-Commissioned Officer Corps as the guardian and protector of the colors and the men and women who serve to preserve her glory. The passing of the colors from the outgoing commander to the Chief of Staff of the Army signifies the relinquishing of command and heartfelt gratitude for support, guidance, and the opportunity to serve. The passing of the colors from the Chief of Staff of the Army to the incoming commander represents the trust and confidence in the new commander's leadership and commitment to care for the organization. The passing of the colors from the incoming commander to the Command Sergeant Major is his first act in command and verifies his confidence that the Non-Commissioned Officer Corps will continue to dress on the colors. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5A, the undersigned assumes command of United States Army Pacific. Signed, General Vincent K. Brooks, commanding.
Well, let me first begin with a couple of remarks, and I'll open up for any questions you have. First, my wife Carol and I are delighted to be here. I had the privilege of being promoted to 4-star general earlier this morning by the Chief of Staff of the Army, and this is a fulfillment of something that was Senator Inouye's desires for a long time, and certainly the desire of the United States Army as well. As I mentioned in my remarks, we never left the Pacific, but we did have our attention focused on some other areas as well. And this is about returning our focus back to the Pacific, more than half of the world, with the countries that you've heard described by Admiral Locklear and others, that many depend on the United States Army as their best partner because they're Army. And so 21 of 27 countries, for example, have Army officers as their chiefs of defense. 7 out of 10 of the world's largest armies are here in Asia and Pacific. And so to be able to join at a time like this, when this priority has been established by our president, by our nation, is quite an honor indeed, and especially to join such a historic organization as this one. So we're delighted to be here. We look forward to getting to know you a whole lot better. And who has questions?
General, how does the 4 stars change the dynamic in the Pacific rather than 3 stars?
Well, of course, it's hard to build upon anything better than what General Frank Brzezinski did. He was a tremendous commander, and as we heard today, he was tremendously respected throughout the region. I think it may open a few more doors where the peer-to-peer relationship is eased somewhat. Rank is important. It matters in the protocols around the world, and we think that will help to open the door. It also should amplify the Army's commitment in many ways also. I think it sends a message as well as becomes more effective.
General, what are some of the ways you would like to carry out the rebalance?
Well, first by making sure that anyone who's in the region, whether it's the countries of the region or the other service components of U.S. Pacific Command, and of course the Pacific Command commander himself, Admiral Locklear, that they feel the Army's presence in an increased way. That might mean that we look at additional exercises, we seek more opportunities to, what you'll hear me say is export professionalism, which is we put our professionals into contact with the professionals of other militaries around the world, just to set an example and share it. And so I hope to do that as well. And we'll also look at how are we organized in the U.S. Army around Asia and the Pacific. Are we in the right places? Do we have the right relationships inside of the U.S. Army? And are there any adjustments that need to be made now that this command has been established at the 4-star level?
As we rebalance and refocus on the Pacific, we have sequestration, of course, to deal with. And how difficult is that in the big picture?
It is difficult because it really means a lack of control on how we make adjustments to the size of the force. And while that's principally a Washington problem, we have to pay attention to that out here in the service component commands that are around the globe, like this one, because we have to be careful about what pace we operate at, lest we should go through the resources too quickly. But I'm confident, having just come from being a service component commander for U.S. Central Command, that our nation will deliver when we need it. What we've got to do is be wise stewards, make the adjustments, which we know we have to make anyway, and then let the U.S. Congress and the President do what they need to do in terms of the political decisions that will either end sequestration or adjust it. But we'll continue to do the work. That's really the bottom line for us.
General, your first order of business?
First, I'm going to go and receive our guests and say hello to them, tell them how much I appreciate them being here, and then tomorrow I'll have a conversation with all my commanders and the command sergeants major, just to get their insights, like I said, on the field.
General, you've been a trailblazer ever since West Point. Now you're the 4-star here. What are some of your feelings and some of just how much of an honor is it for you to serve?
It's a tremendous honor. When one serves, you serve selflessly. You don't seek anything. And to have been granted the opportunity to advance 10 times now and to command multiple levels and have larger and larger scopes of responsibility is a tremendous honor. I take it with great humility, knowing that there are others who could do this as well as I could or better. But I've been chosen to do it now. And maybe that helps to blaze a trail, just trying to set an example for others to follow. But I draw inspiration from others as well. They may draw some from me, but I sure get a lot more from everyone else.